Welcome to the OCP Summit. There are a number of reasons we love OCP. In my role as solutions enablement, I talk to a lot of customers, SMB, enterprise, service provider, and hyperscalers. And when you talk to them, there are 4 benefits that are really very important to them. And they are efficiency, scalability, openness, and impact on how they can kind of lower their total cost of operation. That way, OCP hit all the 4 tenets, all the 4 tenets of OCP really embodies what the customers are looking for. And we are very happy to kind of associate ourselves with OCP. Supermicro was founded 27 years ago in California. And this was the time when the founder, Charles Liang, was looking at the various options available out there. One of the things is he's very passionate about engineering. This was a time when the mainframes were kind of slowly fading away, and people were gravitating towards servers. And there was so much of inefficiency in the server environment at that time. And Charles Liang, being an engineer's engineer, he wanted to address this problem from the ground up instead of putting a Band-Aid. And that's how Supermicro was founded 27 years ago as a boutique motherboard design company. All the design is done in-house with a clear eye on providing a scalable path, providing the densest of the solutions in an efficient manner, providing the flexibility, and more importantly, addressing the thermals and the power draw so that it will be much greener solution. And Supermicro is aligned just like OCP on what our customers are looking for: scalability, efficiency, flexibility, and lower cost of operation. But like I said, it's not about us. It's not about OCP. It's not about Supermicro. It is about our customers. What is it that they like? What is it that they want? What are their needs? And how can we help them? So when you look at the traditional IT landscape or our customer landscape, you can put them in 4 buckets or 4 silos: SMB, enterprise, hyperscalers like Google, IBM, Amazon, and tier 2, tier 3 hyperscalers, as well as the service provider telcos. But when you sit down and talk to them about their requirements, oftentimes it is a small subset of the benefits that they are after. And pretty much irrespective of who you talk to and which bucket they are in, it always comes down to those 4 or 5 different things, which is scalability, reliability, availability, and efficiency. And Supermicro is very familiar with it because when we started our journey 27 years ago, we wanted to address those issues. And this is where I think Supermicro and OCP together can help our customers a lot. Irrespective of which customer you talk to, whether you're an SMB or an enterprise, there's always a lookup that happens. When you talk to SMB players, they often say, you know what, I want a solution, but let me ask you one thing. Since we work with a lot of our customers across the board, the question comes up, what are my enterprise brothers doing? How are my big brother doing? How are they kind of deploying it? When you talk to enterprise customers architecting a solution, the question invariably comes down to how are the hyperscalers deploying it? How are they achieving the scale? And all of the guys, hyperscalers, again, there are tier 1 and then there are tier 2, tier 3. And tier 1 hyperscalers are able to kind of, because of their size, they're able to work with ODM suppliers to kind of get the desired form factor, get the desired efficiency. But then again, when you look at it, there are a lot of other cloud hosting tier 2, tier 3 guys who may not have that scale, but still would like to achieve what hyperscalers in the tier 1 segment are achieving. And then all these three different segment of customers always look up to the service provider telco side of the business, because these are the guys who achieve the finance and 6 nines. And that is the nature of the business today, because it doesn't have to be one or the other. And that is what Supermicro has been working together, and how we can kind of make this all happen in a cost-effective manner. What you see here is the big win. Once again, I will try to address the enterprise segment and the service provider edge segment, and then we'll go deeper into our hyperscalers, what we are doing there. So what you see here is our 2U4 node. And this is a phase of hyperconvergence. 9 years ago, we started this hyperconvergence segment with our Twin Pro Square. At that time, it was the only system that was on the market that had 4 nodes in a 2U form factor. Since then, this is the second version of it. It's the next generation Big Twin with NVMe, second generation Intel Xeon Scalable processors, as well as available in AMD EPYC. Memory up to 3 terabytes, and more importantly, flexibility in the storage. We have NVMe, you have SAS, SATA, SSDs, and you also have hard disk drives, and a flexibility in the networking. So irrespective of where you're deploying it, whether it's in a mission critical tier 1, tier 2, or you're kind of doing it for the disaster recovery, or you're deploying it in your remote location, you're able to do it with less manageability, because there are 4 nodes in a single system, and it's much easier to deploy. At OCP, we're really excited to launch our next line of products, the newest line of products called the Mega Data Center. And this is a product portfolio that includes compute as well as a storage, and provides the density and the scalability that our hyperscaler customers look for. Whether you're tier 2, tier 1, or tier 2 or tier 3 hyperscalers, you can kind of deploy these systems and scale according to your business needs. More importantly, it is based on open design in the sense, we follow the OCP 3.0 for network connectivity. But more importantly, you are able to do it without, irrespective of your scale, irrespective of your supplying power, your supplier, irrespective of your supplier relationships, you can deploy the systems, and more importantly, you can kind of get all the good benefits that hyperscalers and tier 1 are able to kind of get with their ODM relationships. So what you see here, again, like I mentioned, is a huge next generation compute in there, Intel Xeon Scalable, as well as AMD. More importantly, you have 16 DIMM. That way you have up to 2 terabytes of memory in there with available expansion. And then what we are really excited about is, once again, this is a ground up design, new design for this line of products. So everything you see in there is kind of designed for this specific need of being able to provide the scalability and efficiency desired of our hyperscale and large scale deployments. One thing that we take great pride is in our innovation, and more importantly, the way we design our motherboards using the best practices. What you see here is oftentimes what has happened is there has been a lot of technology changes on the compute side of it. There has been great changes on velocity in development of new technologies on the storage side of it. But compute, network, and storage go hand in hand. In order to make any meaningful difference for any of the applications out there, all these 3 components have to be up to par. What we see lately is that networking is proving to be a little bit of a bottleneck. So what we did with our design is we kind of went with the advanced IO modular design based on OCP 3.0. What it really means is you can take the network, you can separate or you can modularize your network component and be able to kind of move up or move down based upon your network connectivity in the rest of your data center. Without bringing a screwdriver, without bringing any tools, you should be able to kind of swap out the network module from the outside itself. And that is a huge benefit, and you can cut down on the deployment costs as well as the manageability costs going forward in the life cycle. This is different varieties of the OCP 3.0 NIC modules that we provide for better connectivity. Again, toolless, and can be swapped out from the outside without even lifting the lid of the system. And you have different combinations in there. You have 2, 4, 8, and different speeds, 10, 25, and 100. So what is it that, coming down again, it's all about you as a customer. What is it for you? What is the value? When you look at it, traditionally in a computer design, in a server system, you see multiple different levels of voltage. You got the 2.4, you got the 5, you got the 12. And anytime you have these different voltages, there is loss in transmission, right? And there are more wires. So what we did with this design of Mega DC is that it's a single 12-volt power. Cuts down on the number of wires, but more importantly, increases the efficiency, decreases the losses. So that's a huge benefit. We are able to do a better cooling because we go with a flat cable for high-speed transportation and fewer power wires. That reduces the resistance to the airflow. That means you can get more done with less. And then we introduced the AIOM. Again, it is based on the OCP version 3.0 of the short form factor. Different configurations available, speeds available in there. And we made flexibility in the I/O system, no riser to 3 risers, as well as support up to 5 PCIe slots. And we got a GPU-enabled system that comes in a 2U form factor. And these are the benefits that really kind of help our customers, the hyperscalers and the large enterprise, to scale up their data centers and in increments of 1 year, or if they want to deploy the 2U with the GPU, they can do that. When we sit down with the customers, right, there are some segment of the customers who say, you know what, I don't want all the bells and whistles. I want these 4 different features, and I want them to work well. And that is where we kind of focus more on with our Mega DC line of products, where we deliver that 4 criteria that is important for the customers, and we do it in a cost-effective manner. But then again, there are a lot of hyperscalers that kind of look at specific workloads where they want the low latency, high density, high performance as important factors for their customers, so that they can deliver the SLAs. And for those customers, we have our Ultra systems. Once again, these are the flagship product line within a form factor of 1U and 2U with a variety of networking and expansion slots. And like I said, this is kind of, this happens in different networking options with the 10 and 25 and 100 that provides the flexibility to our hyperscale customers or large enterprises to scale the data centers in the increments of 1 year and add on more compute and storage capacity as and when required. One of the greatest prides that we take is in our design. That is what we bring to the design table, a good, solid design that provides the performance, that provides the efficiency, and that provides the scalability for our customers. When you look at a traditional motherboard today, you see the CPU, whether it's a 1 socket or 2 sockets, depending upon the number of sockets in the smack dab in the middle. And then you got your DIMMs on the sides, and then your I/O options. And there is a reason for that kind of a layout to bring the latency down. But oftentimes what happens is when the next generation of the CPU comes in, which oftentimes trends in 6 months, 9 months cadence, your system is already lagging behind. And there are two options at that stage. Either refresh it, which is every 9 months or 6 months, depending upon how frequently the CPU, next generation of CPU processors come out, or limp along, starve your applications of the performance you desired until you are closer to the refresh cycle, whatever refresh cycle for your organization is, 5 years or 7 years. Like we addressed the problem 27 years of the server inefficiency. We took a close look at the design of the motherboard and we said, it doesn't have to be that way. We made even the motherboard design modular, because when you look at today, anyways, IO is modular. Why does the CPU and the memory have to be on the board in the smack in the middle? Why can't we modularize it? That way, when the new technology comes in, all you have to do is, instead of bringing a forklift and kind of refreshing the entire infrastructure, you have your server admin who can swap out that modular CPU memory and put in the new one, and you refresh your system for the next wave of applications. That way, you're not starving your applications. You're not building a lot of huge inlays of infrastructure cost, and you are kind of, simplifying everything. That's a huge benefit, and that's what our disaggregated blade architecture is all about. This is something which you can see at work in Intel's data center. And by using the disaggregated blade architecture, they're able to achieve a PUE of 1.05. Another area of innovation that we take great pride is in our storage, the amount of density of the storage that we can pack into a 1U system. What you see there is a 1 petabyte scale based on 32 EDSFF form factor from Intel. And the density that you can get there, 1 petabyte scale, and more importantly, it's a dual socket system that you can have compute. So one system can develop as a compute and the storage, but more importantly, what it can do and what kind of infrastructure it replaces is mind-boggling. This one system can replace one full rack of infrastructure, your blades and your compute, whether you're using blades for compute or any other 1U form factor for the compute. And then the expensive fiber channel switch in there, fiber channel over Ethernet switch, costs around $300K. And then you have the flash array for your storage. All those three things you're able to do kind of swap out with this 1U system that can kind of achieve the efficiency and scale. And that's a huge cost benefit. And more importantly, we have kind of simplified the maintenance part of it also, because you're not depending upon a fiber channel, establishing the SAN and doing the, so that's a huge benefit. And irrespective of where and which line of products you talk, whether you're talking about the data center optimized product, or whether you're talking about the newest Mega DC line of products that we launched, or we are talking about the WIO, the script is very similar from the customer's viewpoint. You got the compact form factor that you desire so that you can lower the footprint. You get the flexibility. You get the application ready. We are an end-to-end solution provider. We can provide a complete solution, fully certified solutions on VMware, Microsoft, or any of this open source with an Ubuntu or Canonical, SUSE, or Red Hat. Secure solution using VMC. And on top of it, we keep it green in the sense you got the best performing, lowest TCO system out there. The value we bring to the table is huge. Like I said, if you are at hyperscaler without that supplier connectivity and you cannot go the ODM route, this is a huge benefit. You don't have to do that way, because the number of SKUs we have, we are able to provide you with a flexible and scalable path when it comes to your compute and storage. And more importantly, it's a high quality and cost effective. And we are able to provide this because everything is in-house, in the sense the design is in-house, the assembly happens in-house, and between the three regional headquarters that we have, one main headquarters in San Jose, California, and the two regional headquarters, one at the Netherlands and one in Taiwan, Taipei, we can, no matter which part of the world you are in, we are able to kind of service and support you. And that's a huge benefit. And more importantly, we can provide the best performance per dollar, per watt, and per square foot, bar none. Having said that, the greatest pride that we take is first to market. But more importantly, first to market doesn't necessarily mean cutting corners. We are first to market and we provide a complete solution. And it is number one in green innovation. Global manufacturing, like I mentioned, and more importantly, we are able to achieve all of this because of our modular design, free air cooling, best in the industry PUE. Having said that, there are 3 different ways you can reach out. You can contact your Supermicro sales team. And more importantly, we have been in the business for 27 years, and all our success, we owe it to our channel partners, distributors, and resellers. Reach out to your favorite channel partner or reseller, and we will be happy to sit down and architect a solution for you. Alternatively, you can reach out to supermicro.com, and one of our solution enablers will reach out to you and kind of help architect the solution. With that said, we are the infrastructure guys. Whether you're looking at the compute, whether you're looking at the storage, or whether you're looking at the network, we will provide you with an end-to-end solution for your requirements in either form factor, whether you're looking at the 1U, or whether you're looking at the twin architecture, or a blade form factor, or you're looking at a dense storage. We can provide a complete solution for your requirements. Having said that, thank you. And we look forward to kind of meeting you at the next OCP session.